Hey guys, I thought I'd sit down and talk to the camera for a little while. I don't get to do that very often. You always see my hands and you never see me, so I thought I'd talk to the camera a bit. I'm not camera shy, but holding the camera and doing stuff is just natural, and I can get a lot of video footage in just one take, and just kind of carry the camera around and take you guys with me. But sitting here talking to the camera, I don't really get anything done. So, anyways, I just thought I'd take a moment, sit down, and talk to you guys a little bit. I wanted to give a special thanks to Tom Lipton over at Ox Tool. He was my host. He called himself my guest, even though he wasn't my guest. Wiener. No, he was a great host. We had a good time in his shop, and we've traded some banter back and forth via email. And I was up in the Bay Area, and we were talking a little bit, and I just shot him an email and said I wanted to take him out to dinner, but he invited me to his shop to have a look around. So we got to, I think someone called it a tool spa. I had no cucumbers on the eyelids, no sour cream on the forehead, none of that. No, we're just straight up tools. And we had a good time rummaging through his shop and looking at all his stuff. Good time. I had a lot of fun there with him. We hit it off really well. And hopefully I can get up in that area sometime and see him again. And Tom, if you ever get down in the SoCal area, I'm going to take it personal if you don't give me a call and at least come visit. So, and we've traded some parts. I've mailed him some stuff, and I took him some surplus this and that I had. Thought maybe he could use some of it. And he gave me a few things. One of which is his book, which I didn't even know he had a book, but he's got a book. And it's called Metalworking, Doing It Better by Tom Lipton. Very nicely published, very nicely manufactured. The binding is beautiful, and it's actually a great read. And if you guys like his videos, Tom's very precise in everything he does. Doesn't change. He could be framing a house, or cutting steel on the mill, or on the lathe trying to shave off a couple tents. He does everything with the same level of precision. He's a very precise guy, and that's the difference between me and Tom. My level of precision changes based on my task. If it doesn't require precision, I don't give it precision. I can be precise, but I've found precision is time consuming, and we all know time is money. But if you like the way his videos are, he injects just enough comic relief. He's always got a good story, and there's always something you're going to take away from it, whether it be a safety issue or just something that'll click later on. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but maybe a year from now you're doing something similar to what he was doing. You go, oh, I remember Tom said, look out for this, or don't do that, or whatever. Same humor is in this book, and what's great about it, it's for, I'm going to say, like intermediate users that want to raise the bar. He doesn't treat you like an idiot. He's not starting at the beginning, and that's what so many of us need. We all know enough to be dangerous, and we want to be less dangerous, and this book will get you there. It's a great read. It's not really a reference type book where you don't read it, put it on the shelf, and you're going to go do something and say, well, I want to know how to do that. I'm going to go look it up real quick. Don't look at it as that. Look at it as read it cover to cover and absorb as much as you possibly can. I'm making my way through it slowly, and I'm really enjoying the book. I'm making my way through it slowly and absorbing as much as I can. A lot of good little tips and stuff in there. Anyways, highly recommended. You could probably use Tom's double super secret email that's always up on his board and his openers, and get a hold of him and maybe get yourself a copy. But so he gave me this. He autographed it, so I can say I knew a famous author. Tom, you're the one and only. I don't know any other authors, so one of these days I'll say I knew a famous author. And when you're sitting on a beach in the Bahamas collecting royalties. All right, so I got the book, and then We were talking about gloves. I walked in there in his shop and I had a pair of my own daily drivers in my back pocket that I wear. And he says, "Hey, I got something for you. You need to try." So he gave me, these are called MaxiFlex gloves. And these are what he uses in his shop. And these are nice. I've actually worn these for 7 days now at work and tried them out as my daily drivers. And here in the shop and at work, we're always picking up stuff that's been plasma cut and it's got a raw edge on it, or coming off a shear and it's got a sharp edge on it. Handle a lot of sheet metal, a lot of steel, a lot of tubing, pipe, conduit fittings. The dexterity on these is wonderful. They're a little thick on the fingertips. The ones that I'm used to using, they're called body armor. I get them at Fastenal, and I get between 5 and 7 days out of them before I have to discard them. These have already been in use in service now for 7 days, and it looks like I'll get another 7 out of them, no problem. So even if these were double the price, that would be okay, because they last. There's only one thing I don't like about them, and this is maybe silly to some of you, but my benchmark for good dexterity on gloves and good feedback on gloves is if I can swipe my phone and answer my phone with the gloves on. These, no swipe phone. My daily drivers that I used to use, yes, I can answer my phone with them. Maybe I'm waiting for a phone call that's a little important to come in, and you're wearing all this PPE on you. You know, you got the hard hat, the safety glasses, the earplugs, and gloves, and all this stuff on you, and the phone rings, and you pull it out of your back pocket, and you're trying to rip all this stuff off so you can answer the phone and take an important PO number or something. But these are great gloves. If you don't have to answer your phone, these are awesome. And I used them on the mill for, probably 2 or 3 hours. I was doing a lot of tool changes and stuff. And usually to pull a mill out, I'll grab a rag just so I don't cut my fingers on the mill. But these offer a good enough level of protection where you don't feel like you're going to break through the glove and cut your fingers when you're changing a mill and a collet. So they feel really good. So those are highly recommended, and they are called MaxiFlex. Okay, so yeah, he gave me those, and then he also gave me a can of some paint. And this is, I've never even seen it. This stuff is heavy as heck. It's called Steal It. And I know I didn't steal it. He gave it to me. But it's a stainless steel in a can, and I saw he made a bracket for his camera, for his lathe. And I was just admiring it. I was sitting there looking at it, and I go, wow, what finish is that? That's a pretty awesome finish. I go, it's got that nice dull gray stainless look. And he goes, yeah, it's stainless steel. I go, that's not stainless steel too. He goes, no, I painted it with this stainless steel. So he gave me a can of Steal It. I got to go look this up on the internet, see if I can get it. But I love the finish, and I'm waiting for something special to paint. You know, I don't just want to start hosing everything down with it because I only got one can of it. But I'm waiting for something special to paint with your paint there, Tom. Anyways, so that's, I probably talked way too long into this camera. I don't usually do this, but I did appreciate the time Tom spent with me, and we got to go through his shop a little bit. His bandsaw, we had a good time looking at that. He's got it's a dirty, older Johnson Model J, but the cast iron is in perfect condition, and functional wise, it's 90%. You know, that thing could be a really a nice vintage working piece with a little bit of love. And we got to play with that. I got to get a good look at his belt sander. I'm actually going to build a belt sander here for myself. And I'm going to copy a lot of what Tom did. Copy is the highest form of flattery. I'm going to make one change to it. I'm getting a dual shaft motor, and on one side will be a belt sander, the other side will be a disc sander for doing some shaping. Some of you know that I just recently finished a shop-made belt sander. Wasn't crazy about it. I didn't love it. It's the guy that has it, it's perfect for him. He loves it, but you know what? It's not for my shop. it doesn't have enough safety stuff on it. And man, I lean into my belt sometimes. If I shred a belt, which I have before, I don't need that thing coming around on me. So no, I'm not gonna do that type of belt sander. That was just a favor for a friend, machine some stuff and put it together and get him on his merry way. So no, I am going to be making a belt sander, similar to Tom's, but dual-ended. We got to play with a K&T that he had sitting over there. I think he called it an autometric. Oh God, I forgot what it was called. Awesome machine, very unique, very capable machine. Complex, lots of different axes on that machine to play with. But he's got some plans for that too, and be looking for those. That's going to be cool to see that thing run. So Tom's shop was really nice and very good host. And if you do have the time, by all means meet him. And Tom, thank you again for having me, buddy. All right, fellas. Well, that's about it for me. Oh, I'm going to take the camera over and show you one thing, because I know this really bugs you, Tom. I'm going to grab the camera. I'm going to take it over here to the mill. I saw you make a comment about Adam's mill the other day. And right about here, the same thing's happening to me. So if you want to send me some baling wire, that would be awesome, and I can just bail that right back up, or maybe some couple tie wraps. What do you think? Think that'll fix me up there? All right, you guys. Thanks, and have a good week.